It's 94.7 FM, Blair Radio, and our local guest segments and nonprofit news brought to us by Turnkey Nerds, 402-426-NERD, and RVR Bank. Thank you for our sponsors for making this opportunity for you to have your voice heard right here. So today, we're going to be jumping across the river to Harrison County, and Christina, just make sure, Mether is joining us. And Christina, you are actually a part of the West Central Community Action, the Harrison County Food Pantry over in Iowa, coming from Logan. Is that correct?
Yes, Logan, Iowa.
All right. So, well, just tell us a little bit about yourself, because first, before we really get into a lot of things, we want to know about the people in the background, because it's your passion. It is how people get involved that make things really good around us. So tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what kind of brings you here.
Okay. Well, I am originally not from the area. I'm married in. So I've been in the area for 16 years and probably been here longer now than anywhere else.
Okay.
But so I consider it my home area. And I have been involved in ministry type things my whole life. So helping people, serving the community has been on my heart just for a very long time. So when West Central Community Action approached me about a position at the food pantry, it was really a perfect fit. I feel very blessed to be in the position and excited about the future.
So up until this point, you've spent some time as a stay-at-home mom. So really,
Yes.
It's kind of timing as well, because your kids are in school. It gives you a little bit more opportunity, but you were able to now jump back into these things that you're passionate about. What brings the passion for this? You know, you talk about ministry, you talk about some of the background there. Where did that come from?
You know, I guess I've always had a heart for helping people around me, but I worked with my local church for the past several years, doing different things. Most recently, we're working on a women's ministry at a local church. So, like I said, just helping people in the community is huge on my heart.
Okay. And so, again, the passion has been there. So they reached out to you, the West Central Community Action. So kind of tell us about them a little bit. What is that?
Okay, so they're an organization, and they actually have many different ways that they help people locally in Iowa. The location in Logan has two main ways that they help people, through the food pantry and through utility assistance.
Okay.
But West Central Community Action, if you would go to their website potentially, or even call the Harlan office, they would be able to tell you there's several ways that they do help low-income individuals in the area, just with all kinds of different needs.
So it's kind of resources for different programs or things that can assist in many different ways.
Yes.
So that it's not necessarily that they have the means, but they have the ability to guide you to those means. Is that kind of the way that works?
They do a lot of referrals. They do have some grant money that they've acquired on their own, but they do a lot of referring as well.
Okay. But we're going to focus in on the other portion, really the portion you're kind of keyed in on, which is the food pantry.
Yes.
And so there's a couple of food pantries in Harrison County, but working together. Is this something that you're seeing a need to grow?
Yes, definitely. I've only been doing this a month and a half now, but our numbers more than doubled in January.
Really?
So I think just the cost of food alone is really putting a burden on families out there. So
there's a lot of we have to make a decision: do we pay rent or buy food? Type
Exactly.
Things. So, is that prevalent in our area? You know, sometimes we like to think ourselves living in a bubble. It's like, oh, that's somewhere else.
Yep. But
it's not, is it?
It's right here in our area for sure. There are a lot of individuals and families out there that live on a fixed income, and you know, when prices go up, then they've got to choose, like you said, between rent and utilities and food, and that's scary when you've got people relying on you within your house.
And again, we see different groups out there trying to do different things, but even they're having a tough time, whether it's a backpack program or things like that, trying to be able to get together to be able to help. So where do we go? So that's kind of what we're trying to figure out at this point in time.
Okay.
So let's come back. We're going to take a little break. We'll come back and then we will talk more about the West Central Community Action, the food pantry from Logan, Iowa, serving Harrison County, and then what are the needs, how can people get involved, and where we can go forward. So we'll be coming back with that right here on 94.7 BlairRadio.com.